Welcome back to Winners and Losers, the show that looks at the highs, the lows from around world football this weekend. You know the score and you know this man sat to my right. Goggles, where are we starting? Because it comes from HazemMo341 on Twitter.
Oh, Joseph, my little baked bean. We are starting at the Etihad, where Manchester City defeated Tottenham 4-1 to extend their winning run to 16 games. Pep is now 3 games off matching his best ever winning streak. That was 19, achieved at Bayern München in 2013-14. His side totally outclassed Spurs on the night with 20 shots to 7, 11 on target to 2, so it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, it should have been probably.
Which is probably what the nurse said to your parents when they delivered you. Anyway. The result leaves Pochettino's men in 7th below Burnley, for sake. 21 points off City.
Not good enough, is it?
21 with only 2 wins from their last 7 games. They're bang out of form. And it carries on. The Argentinians, that is Pochettino's awful away record against the top 6. Won 1, drew 6, lost 11. Oh. And I've got to say, props to my man Edison in this game.
Yeah.
Pinging it about the pitch. The mayor of Pingsville. Man.
I actually think he completed more passes than Dele Alli in this game.
He did,
I think he completed like 26, Dele Alli 21. That is nowhere near good enough from Dele Alli. I think Tottenham need to change it around quick. Obviously, Pochettino moaning at Dele Alli, moaning about that tackle on Kevin De Bruyne as well.
Should have been a red. As should have Harry Kane's.
Yeah, probably more so Dele Alli for me. It's a bit more aggressive.
I think there's a bit more intent in Dele Alli's tackle.
Dirty though, absolutely.
But Harry Kane's was very, very clumsy.
I love the response from KDB though. Straight away, back up on his feet, up the other end, and bangs in a goal. A wonderful strike. He was incredible on the day. 79 touches, the most on the field. 2 shots, obviously that 1 goal, 3 dribbles, and most impressively, 7 tackles and interceptions. Not what you usually expect from KDB, but in this game, on fire at breaking up play. Another player on fire as well, Leroy Sané. He has been superb this season. He's really, really developed under Pep Guardiola. 2 assists on the day. He's now been involved in 11 goals in 8 Premier League home games. The Etihad, he loves playing there, does the German. And we're kind of running out of superlatives to describe this Man City team at this stage. Arguably, they could go on and become one of the greatest teams in Premier League history. They've actually become the first side since Wolves in 1953.
Vintage Wolves.
Great Wolves side, that one was. Because they've defeated Spurs, United, Liverpool, Arsenal and Chelsea all before Christmas. It's incredible form.
Wow.
And their next 3 Premier League games as well. We talk about reaching that 19-game record he had at Bayern. Bournemouth, Newcastle and Palace. Very doable. In fact, they should probably be putting 50 to 60 goals past those 3 teams. This could get ugly for the Premier League. I think Man City could be on for 100+ points this season. It's incredible from Pep Guardiola, and they simply have to be our first winners.
Our headline losers this week. I ran a poll on Twitter. This secured the vote. It's the mighty Glasgow Celtic. And this suggestion comes from @des_HMFC. Now that is Heart of Midlothian Football Club, not a discount furniture store. Joe, what happened?
Well, Celtic, there goes the 69-game unbeaten streak. It was actually 56 in the league as well. And more embarrassingly, it went to a team whose Twitter handle is Jam Tarts. That is unacceptable, but they lost 4-0 as well. It was a battering at Tynecastle. The last time Celtic were beaten by a Scottish club, Obama was still in charge of America and Van Gaal was still in charge of United, the boring bastard. I mean, the last time that Celtic lost to a Scottish club by this margin, it was under Tony Mowbray.
Yeah, I believe that was St Mirren. Harrowing scenes.
Quite unbelievable. Celtic, just nothing went right on the day. They actually outshot the Jam Tarts, Hearts, 15-12, and they edged possession, 55%. But defensive errors. Simonovic, Bambi on ice. He looked like a daddy longlegs on the pitch. All over the place. The ball was getting caught between his feet constantly.
Mate, when Tierney's been hauled off at half-time, you know things aren't going to go your way. Our most consistent performer off after 45.
It has arguably been coming though, hasn't it, Hamster? You haven't been great for a while now. Drawn 2 league games in the last 3. Obviously beaten by Anderlecht as well in the Champions League on home turf. And they got battered 5-0 by Club Brugge.
Yeah.
So not the best form, but You're probably going to buy some players in January. What happened, Hamster?
But yes, when a 16-year-old in the form of Harry Cochrane is bagging against you, his first league goal for the Jambos. He's actually their youngest goal scorer in the league ever. You perhaps know it's not going to be your night. And then further salt was rubbed into the wound when serial god Kyle Lafferty scored his second in 19 attempts against the boys. Oof. With a very good finish, a drilled 20-yard finish, yeah. And then someone called Milinkovic scored a brace. Never heard of him.
One was a pen as well.
But,
what was your keeper doing?
Hearts,
Craig Gordon. Have a word with him.
Not sure. He's not been that good. That's being generous for a long time now.
Hearts
now unbeaten in 6, mate. Just 2 points clear. Celtic are second place Aberdeen now. So the SPFL heats up as the Premier League dies down. So, you know, watch more Scottish football as the takeaway from this.
You know what they say, never trust a man with 2 first names.
Still peddling that joke.
Craig Gordon.
Shut up.
Gordon.
Just when you thought it couldn't get any more glamorous than Scottish football, we've only gone and picked Real Madrid for our next winners sent in to us by serial tweeter Swagato Soccer. What were Los Blancos up to then at the weekend?
God, they won the Club World Cup, but who really cares? It's got to be the most pointless competition in world football. They won 2-0 over Brazilian side Grêmio. Well done, Zidane. I mean, it has been a good year for him. Not too bad anyway. 5 trophies in 2017. In fact,
not too shabby.
January 2016, he's won 8 trophies, which is absurd. So hats off to Zinedine Zidane, but quite frankly, it's the Club World Cup. They're playing against Grêmio. They had 10 shots in the first half.
We've done it now, so at least make a bit of effort.
Let's pretend it was a really big trophy. Grêmio put up a really good fight. They frustrated Real Madrid. Stubborn backline this Grêmio have. So well done to Madrid for penetrating it eventually. Just the 1 shot on target in the first half. Fantastic game. Who cares about the Club World Cup?
I was actually pretty excited to see some Brazilian talent on show, mate. Like Luan,
Did you watch it?
He's been linked with Barcelona. No, I might watch the highlights. Not the extended highlights either. I might watch the 3-minute package after this. Probably
50%.
not. However, a week on from winning his 5th Ballon d'Or, it was Cristiano Ronaldo who took centre stage again with a sublime free kick. He does like the final of this competition. He scored a hat-trick in it last year, but he started the game off slowly in this one, Joseph. It's been a reoccurring pattern of late, hasn't it? But a couple of goals in La Liga in the last match day, and now 1 in the final. Only had 1 shot in the entirety of the first half, and that's from 35 yards out, but came into his own in the second half as the fans taunted him with Messi's name.
Oh, wow.
I'm sure he's never heard
Don't think he's ever heard that chant before.
Original from the fans in Abu Dhabi. Come on, get a grip. Playground stuff. It means, this victory, that Real have now matched Barcelona's record of winning it 3 times, and they become the first team to win the Club World Cup in back-to-back years. So, congratulations to them. Another trophy for Zidane's cabinet, but will he win the ones that matter this season? It's not looking likely, is it, after an unfavourable draw against PSG in the Champions League and Barcelona's league form? Beat Deportivo 4-0. Probably more just winners.
Yeah, let's move on.
Do Barca a lot, so.
Our next losers are the cherries on top of Jurgen Klopp's big fat German cake. Yes, it's Bournemouth, because that's their nickname, and because they lost 4-0, Hamill.
Schwarzgelder Kirschtorte. That is German for Black Forest Gatto cake. And that's what I can remember from year 10 German.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, Bournemouth were absolutely smashed 4-0 at home by the Merseysiders, and they're now without a win in 6 games, Eddie Howe's men. That is ominous form. Their last coming in that 4-0 drubbing of Huddersfield. They've only scored 4 goals in their last 6 as well, and Josh King, who netted an incredible 17 last season, went off in the first half injured, and they'll now be heavily reliant on Callum Wilson and Jermaine Defoe, who's been out of sorts this season, hasn't he? Drafted him out of the team, bought Troy Deeney, and Troy Deeney gets sent off. Thank you very much, Troy. Anyway, no Bournemouth player has scored more than 3 league goals this season. That is relegation form. In contrast, last season, as they managed a mid-table finish, they netted 55 goals. That was the 7th best in the division. and more than Manchester United. Junior Stanislas was at it, wasn't he? Ex-Blackpool. Knowledge. In 17-18 though, Joseph, they've only scored 15 goals in 18 games. Only West Brom and Swansea have scored less. Swansea, nearly half the amount on 9. That is awful. But they had 44% possession in this game, which again, not great. And only had 6 shots to Liverpool's 21 did the Cherries, Joe, with 2 coming on target to Liverpool's 7. So this could have been much more than the 4.
Yeah,
Lions.
It could have been. Liverpool are flying at the moment, actually, under Jurgen Klopp. They're the first team in English top-flight history, not just the Premier League, but top-flight history, to win 4 consecutive away games by 3 or more goals. Although I will say the teams they've played have been poor. West Ham, Stoke, Brighton and Bournemouth. Nevertheless, you've got to put them away, and they are. And one man who keeps putting teams away, Philippe Coutinho, scored a beauty. It's his 5th in 5 games. He's been superb. Surprisingly as well, I actually thought Oxlade-Chamberlain was really good in this game. One of his better games since joining from Arsenal. 1 assist. He created 4 chances as well. He's kind of playing a more central role. But the most central player at Liverpool, the best player right now, Mohamed Salah. 11th in 11 games. He's already got 20 goals this season. Think about that. We're mid-December and he's got 20 goals. He's the first Liverpool player to score 20 since Suarez and Sturridge in 13-14 when they nearly won the league. And he's the first Liverpool player to score 20 before Xmas since Ian Rush. All the way back, old Rushy, old Tash himself. I mean, this is a man who is flying. Hazard's best tally in a season is 19. Salah has already got 20. What to say about the man? The Egyptian is on flames right now. Jurgen Klopp must be absolutely delighted, but Bournemouth must be fuming. The form's gone out the window, they're really struggling. Potential relegation candidates at this stage for me, Bournemouth. So unlucky Cherries, and Eddie Howe, you're in our losers.
Our last winners, and deservedly so. We've berated them all season. They've been pants. They're on their second manager. We criticise them for appointing an owl at the helm that wasn't John Babb. It is Crystal Palace. And this suggestion comes from @Liam Byrne. Take it away, DJ Carver.
Yes, the Owl and the Eagles flying wing in wing.
Yep, good.
And soaring high, baby, a 3-0 away win at Leicester. Not to be scoffed at. Not many teams go to the King Power and get results like this. It moves them up to 14th in the Premier League. They're now unbeaten in 7 Premier League games since losing to Spurs all the way back on, remember the 5th of November. They've also kept 3 consecutive away clean sheets in the Premier League. For the first time ever, Hodgson actually giving that defence some concrete stability. And up front, Big Ben chimes again. Yes, Benteke finally scores a goal. That's the first of the season. Obviously missed that penalty last week when he got absolutely battered, didn't he, by the Palace fans. Another header, no surprise. I think only Giroud has scored more headers since making his Premier League debut in 2012. Benteke's got 24 headed goals.
Yeah.
Finally, he's scoring goals, but they're awesome in this game. Zaha, fantastic. Loftus-Cheek, fantastic. Running out of superlatives to describe the performance, Hamster.
Ooh.
Second time I've said that today.
Loving the word super. It's like me in quintessential or antithesis. Love that word. So, yeah, I watched this game and Palace were really, really impressive, man. I did think Leicester were pretty poor going forward. Didn't create a lot. Vardy looked very isolated, which tends to happen when Okazaki doesn't start. And I was surprised Okazaki didn't start after making such an impression against Southampton. But he is the sort of player that needs a rest every now and then. Maybe that was
Iheanacho dead?
Puel's thinking. He actually played for the under-23s last week. So not looking great for him despite the change of management. But as you said, Palace are very, very effective on the day. Only had 44% possession. They were happy to let Leicester have it. But they had 13 shots to Leicester's 11 and 6 on target to Leicester's 2. As I said, Leicester in front of goal. They were just shut down time and time again. Scott Dan coming back in to the lineup, I thought was very, very good on the night. Very confident. Wasn't on the night either. Daytime game, early kickoff. Zaha, man of the match, 3 shots, 1 goal, 7 completed take-ons, dispossessed just once, so very efficient on the ball too. On that whole left-hand side I thought worked very, very well together. Had Jeffrey Schlupp returning to his former stomping ground. He looked competent going forward.
Schluppy.
Still suspect in defence, but Ruben Loftus-Cheek was drifting out to that flank as well, picking the ball up and linking up very well with Wilf, whose goal was gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
He put it away emphatically.
Is he gonna get a big move?
He's very confident at the minute, isn't he?
Yeah.
You can almost smell it on him if you're at the game. I wasn't. Not in Leicester anymore. The Ivorian international has now been involved in 20 goals since the beginning of last season. That's 11 goals and 9 assists. And it's this sort of form which has led him to be linked with Tottenham Hotspur. That would be a classic Tottenham signing as well. Leicester, meanwhile, second loss since September. An uptake in form since Puel came in. But a tough Christmas period awaits Manchester City in the League Cup before hosting United and travelling to Watford and Liverpool. Ooh. But Leicester, brilliant on the road against Southampton, poor at home. So who knows what you're going to get from them. Where do you think Palace are going to finish? What a boring question.
Top 6.
Let us know in the comments below. Last but not least, we have Stoke. All the big hitters today, but you asked for it, so you're getting it. And this one comes from Pacific XD. And talking of D's, Mark Hughes, what's going on?
I don't know, but he's getting the D, isn't he? No, he's getting the sack, that's what he's getting. He's right on the verge. They have been terrible for weeks now, Stoke City. Hammered by Spurs 5-1 last week at Wembley, and now battered 3-0 by West Ham. They've lost 5 of the last 6. Hughes is in serious trouble. West Ham not even that good this season and beating you 3-0 at home. They're just 1 point above the relegation zone now, Stoke. And this is despite the fact they had 54% possession. They had 17 shots. 17 shots, not one on target. That lack of a striker is still really, really hurting them. Still trying to get Peter Crouch involved in the goals. For God's sake, whatever happened to Jesse Rodriguez? Apparently talk of him going back to Las Palmas already in January. Lanzini was the man of the match in this game. 2 assists, won the penalty, 4 key passes, 62 completed passes as well, more than anyone on the pitch. So
wasn't
he was
a penalty
pretty
though,
good.
was it?
Didn't feel like a penalty to me. Didn't feel like a penalty. Very soft. Stoke though, let's go back to them because they're crap. They've now kept 1 clean sheet in their last 16 games. That's just not good enough for a Premier League side. Mark Hughes is going to go this week, next week, sometime before Christmas. I think he's going to go.
The problem is, who is out there for Stoke to pick up at this current point who would feasibly join the club and progress them?
Pulis is coming back, baby. And he's bringing Rory Delap with him. He's bringing Rory Delap with him. And we've got our own Rory Delap at FDFC. Play the clip of Adam Templeman. But Stoke, what to say, it's all gone wrong. 1 clean sheet in the last 16 games. They've actually conceded 39 goals in 18 games. That is an absolute shambles. Mark Hughes must be fuming. The squad's not even that bad. It's really not that bad. He spent 18 million on Wimmer. He bought Kurt Zuma in the summer. He bought Jesse Rodriguez. Shaqiri is still there. He brought Darren Fletcher in from West Brom. No way this side should be in the position they're in, conceding as many goals as they currently are. Goodness me, the side as well is aging. They are
6 of the starting XI are over 30. That's Cameron, Shawcross, Peters, Crouch, Fletcher, Diouf. So you'd imagine there's a transitional period coming up in the next 1 or 2 transfer windows, which often coincides with a little dip in form, which isn't good.
Double dip.
If you're
yeah.
Conversely, West Ham are unbeaten in their last 3 games. That's 2 wins, up to 15th, 2 points off relegation. The Moisire, he's got them well drilled, is the word on the street. Don't know. Don't make a habit of watching West Ham. But yeah, it's the first time since 2014 that a Moyes side has kept 3 clean sheets in a row in the Premier League. So, things looking good for old Mo Sislak. Mark Noble, personal accolade. You know there's a lot of Mark Noble fans out there. Love his World War I haircut. It was his 300th Premier League appearance, the first Hammers player to reach that milestone. So well done to him. He scored 34 Premier League goals, I believe he scored a penalty in this game. Yeah, I'm getting a nod from behind the camera. It was a penalty in this game. Saw it a match of the day, had to recall it. 56% of his goals have actually been penalties.
Wow.
Cool from the spot, but doesn't really contribute from open play. Now, Stoke have a must-win game against West Brom next Saturday, who also can't buy a win under new manager Alan Pardew. However, they have scored their first goal. What a way to kick off your tenure with a Gareth Barry goal.
Scramble.
And they were actually decent against Man United in that second half, where I thought you boys were very poor. West Ham also have a quarter-final match against Arsenal in the Carabao Cup.
They got the Carabao?
On Tuesday, so good luck. Before we go, we have time for some shout-outs, and mine comes from @EnglishLionesses, who tweeted me wanting to bring Fran Kirby's incredible club form for Chelsea to light. 107 goals in 106 senior appearances. The girl is on fire, girl is on fire. Yours was a little bit more controversial, wasn't it, mate? And I believe it came from @every1.
Yes, literally hundreds of you tweeted in to tell us to talk about Antoine Griezmann blacking up before Atletico's Christmas party. He went as a Harlem Globetrotter, possibly the biggest PR disaster he could have done. What is he thinking doing this and then tweeting out a photo? What's he doing?
Not one part of me thinks he meant to cause any harm in all this, but this is a classic case of just because you don't find it offensive doesn't mean it isn't, Antoine.
Yeah.
Maybe, but in a bizarre turn of events, apparently this may have scuppered a move, Joe?
It's crazy. Yesterday, Barcelona came out to confirm they were in talks with his representatives, and now it seems like it may not happen. It was actually pretty much sewn up. Loads of the Spanish media yesterday were tweeting out where all reporting the move was close and it was on the cards. Now, all the Barcelona fans fuming. None of them want him. But if you're a Barcelona fan at home, do you want him at the club after he blacked up ahead of his party? Vote in the poll up there if you still want him. That's the end of the show, but don't do anything else other than go to check out Euro Roundup next, because Zach and Pat are talking about what?
Yeah, the dynamic duo, talking about the likes of Inter, PSG, and other teams that you may have suggested because you pick our winners and losers. And if you haven't seen Saturday's Stat Wars, it's an absolute barnstormer. Go and check it out. Who's the most overplayed player in the Premier League?
It's definitely Jermaine Defoe. But yeah.
120 grand.
Bye.